What if the happiest day of your life was secretly the last one you would ever have with the person you love? In today's emotional story, Ly Tu Diem and Toan share a perfect evening together, walking by the lake, eating ice cream, dreaming about the future, and holding on to moments that feel like forever. But Diem doesn't know a heartbreaking truth. Tomorrow, Toan will be forced to leave the country with his mother, abandoning the life and love they built. Before we dive deeper into their final night, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join us for the full story ahead. The late afternoon sun stretched across the sky like a soft, golden ribbon as Ly Tu Diem and Toan walked hand in hand along the quiet lakeside road. The breeze carried the scent of wet grass and wildflowers, mixed with the distant laughter of children playing near the water. It was a simple afternoon, nothing grand, nothing extraordinary in the eyes of the world. But to Diem, it felt like one of the most peaceful and happiest days she had ever lived. She didn't know, couldn't know, that every second was slipping away faster than she could hold on to it. To her, today was simply a day to enjoy the man she loved. For Toan, however, it was the bittersweet final page of a chapter he desperately wished he could keep open. They stopped at their favorite ice cream stall, the small one with the hand-painted sign and the tiny bell that jingled every time a customer stepped up. Diem ordered vanilla with chocolate topping, her usual, and Toan ordered strawberry, though he couldn't taste anything past the heavy ache in his chest. She took one bite and laughed, telling him that simple pleasures were the best in life. Toan looked at her with a soft, lingering gaze, memorizing the smile that he feared he would soon only see in memories. Diem, cheerful and carefree, didn't catch the sorrow deep within his eyes. They continued walking, weaving through the evening crowd as the Cho Diem began to awaken with lights, colors, and music. Diem tugged him excitedly from stall to stall, trying on bracelets, tasting snacks, smelling candles and soaps, laughing every few seconds as though joy itself had wrapped around her like a warm coat. Toan carried her shopping bags, nodding and smiling, allowing himself to drown in the illusion that tomorrow would be just the same. But beneath every smile was the knowledge of dawn, the car waiting before sunrise, his mother standing with passports and luggage, and the ticket that would pull him to another country, away from the life and the love he had built with Diem. They stopped at their favorite small corner where street musicians played on weekend evenings. A soft guitar melody drifted through the air, wrapping the two of them in a cocoon of warmth and nostalgia. Diem leaned against Toan, swaying gently with the music, humming along to a love song they both knew by heart. Toan's heart tightened. He wished he could freeze this moment, pin it into time like a pressed flower, forever alive and beautiful. He wished he had the courage to tell her everything, but his voice failed him. How could he shatter her happiness? How could he meet her eyes and tell her that this evening, this walk, this laughter, might be their last together? The song ended, and Diem clapped softly, unaware of the battle happening inside the man beside her. She turned to him with a radiant smile, and Toan smiled back, holding on to her hand as if it were the only thing keeping him from falling apart. They eventually left the crowd behind and found their way to the old stone bench by the edge of the lake. Their bench, the one that had witnessed countless evenings of whispered confessions, shy smiles, and the early promises of love. Diem curled up beside Toan, resting her head gently on his shoulder as though it were the most natural place in the world. The lamplight nearby flickered softly, painting warm halos across the surface of the water. Somewhere in the distance, a boat horn echoed, and birds returned to their nests as the evening drew closer to night. Diem spoke with the careless certainty of someone who believed time would wait for her. She told him about a little white house she once saw in a magazine, one with a small balcony covered in blooming roses. She laughed as she described how she would plant climbing red roses that would wrap around the railings, so every morning she could breathe in the fragrant scent of happiness the moment she opened her window. Toan listened, every word striking him like a soft blow to the chest. Diem didn't know that tomorrow he would wake up thousands of miles away from the future she was painting. She continued dreaming aloud, her voice light and musical. Maybe they would adopt a dog, a small one with floppy ears that would follow her everywhere. She would teach it tricks, she said, while Toan pretended to scold it for digging holes in the garden. Then she imagined quiet afternoons spent cooking together, experimenting with new recipes, burning a few dishes, laughing at the disasters, kissing away the frustration, and learning together as though time stretched on forever for lovers like them. Toan turned his head slightly, looking down at her. She looked peaceful, trusting, completely unguarded as she traced circles on the back of his hand with her fingertip. His throat tightened. How could he tell her that while she dreamed of a home built brick by brick, tomorrow his mother expected him to step onto a plane and into a life chosen for him? How could he look into her eyes and say that he was about to tear their shared future apart, not because he wanted to, but because he couldn't change the decisions made on his behalf? He squeezed her hand, maybe a little too tightly. Diem looked up, confused for a moment, but Toan just smiled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. She thought his silence meant he was imagining their life together too, and that made her lean even closer, her heart settling in contentment. She had no idea that every heartbeat was echoing through him like a countdown. A light breeze swept across the lake, lifting the ends of her hair. She closed her eyes, savoring the moment, believing that tomorrow would be another day just like this one, warm, filled with promises and love. Toan wished he could live inside that illusion with her, but even as he held her, he could feel the night growing heavier, as if fate itself was drawing the curtain closed on their last perfect evening. When Toan finally stood up to walk Diem home, the lake had fallen into complete stillness, the surface reflecting the moon like a sheet of trembling glass. They walked slowly, neither in a hurry to reach the moment when they would have to say goodnight. Diem chattered softly about the little details of her day, her voice bubbling with innocence and warmth, while Toan listened in silence, trying to absorb every word, every gesture, every breath. He kept wishing the road would stretch longer, that the night would refuse to end, that fate could be persuaded to change its mind. The gate of Diem's house soon appeared, standing quietly beneath the yellow porch light. Toan stopped a few steps short of it, his feet rooted to the ground, as though moving any closer would make the reality of tomorrow irreversible. Diem turned to face him with that same sweet smile she had carried all evening, her eyes glowing with affection and complete trust. To her, this was simply the end of another lovely night together. She had no reason to imagine that anything was wrong. She leaned forward and tapped his arm playfully. "Thank you for today," she said, her voice soft and sincere. It was perfect. Perfect. The word hit Toan like a crack in his heart. He looked at her for a long moment, memorizing everything: the curve of her lips, the sparkle in her eyes, the tiny mole near her cheek, the way she held her fingers together when she was shy. He wanted to burn the image in his memory so deeply that no distance, no country, no decision could erase it. But instead of confessing the truth, he forced a smile. "I'm glad you enjoyed it," he said. Diem didn't notice the tremor in his voice. She stepped back toward the gate, waving lightly. "Good night, Toan. See you tomorrow?" Tomorrow. The word almost broke him. For a split second, Tuan's body moved on its own. One step forward, the desperate urge to catch her in his arms, to say everything he had held back all day. Don't let me go. Don't let them take me. I want to stay with you. But his feet froze, and his voice refused to rise above the fear and resignation weighing down his chest. His mother's silhouette flashed in his mind, the stern expectations, the silent pressure, the tickets already printed, the life arranged without room for argument. He had no power. Not now, not tonight, not tomorrow. So instead, he stayed standing on the sidewalk like a statue as Diem slipped inside. The door closed gently behind her, unaware of the storm brewing on the other side. The porch light cast his shadow long and lonely across the concrete. For a long time, Toan remained there, staring at the place where she had stood just moments before. Every second felt like a goodbye he hadn't spoken. Eventually, he turned and walked away, the night air cold against his skin. While Diem fell asleep with a peaceful smile, dreaming of futures filled with love and certainty, Toan lay awake, knowing dawn would steal him away before she even opened her eyes. It was the cruelest kind of parting, one heart fully prepared, the other completely unaware.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Lý Tu Diem Review. Vậy là trong câu chuyện của chúng ta ngày hôm nay thì đã có một tình tiết rất là sốc. Đó chính là việc Toàn đã cùng với mẹ của anh âm thầm ra nước ngoài sinh sống mà không hề báo trước cho Lý Tu Diem. Khi nhận được tin thì cô hoàn toàn gục ngã và bất ngờ. Mọi tình tiết hấp dẫn về Diễm và Toàn sẽ còn được kể các video tiếp theo. Các bạn hãy bấm vào nút đăng ký kênh để nhận được thông báo mới nhất về các tập phim sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh nha. Cảm ơn các bạn rất nhiều. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.